Well, greetings and salutations, everybody. Welcome back once again, for the very first time, to the Farts and Crep Show, where today, as per usual, it's your host Danjo here with part 2 of Sekiro, the complete series. Hope you guys are all doing well today. Once again, as a reminder, this is the PS4 version running on the PS5, and yeah, we're gonna basically be doing everything charmless. And yeah, I am once again using my 8BitDo Pro 2 for Xbox via the Brook Wingman XE2 adapter. There is essentially a newer version of this adapter. I didn't mention this in the last episode. The Brook FGC2, or sorry, the Brook Wingman FGC2. I don't have one yet. I will be talking about that a lot more extensively when I do get my hands on it, which is hopefully going to be fairly soon. But yeah, for now it doesn't matter because there is no PS5 version of this game. And for PS4 games running on PS5, the Brook Wingman the Wingman XE2 works perfectly fine. So, yeah. And as a recap, the last episode we did kind of do the overview about the game mechanics and story, and just kind of overview of what the series is going to be. For those of you who are curious what this is going to encompass and what the game is in general. So yeah, if you haven't already, definitely go watch that one first. And as per usual, there will be a link to the playlist at the end of this video, as well as the other currently active playlists, series playlists. So yeah, if you want to catch up on any of those, just skip ahead to the end, and it'll pull that up for you. But yeah, we're gonna get Kuro out of here. And in case you guys are wondering, I also did not go over this in the last episode. We're going to be getting the default ending first. So there are a total of 4. So we are going to be doing 4 playthroughs. And I thought I'd just start with like the basic one. For a couple of reasons. I was going to start with the bad ending, but in my original attempt to record this series, which, yeah, 3 episodes were released, and I was not happy with the quality, which is why we're redoing these. But yeah, I was reminded in my course of playing it that there is a certain item that you can't acquire on your first playthrough if you're doing the bad ending. So, bad ending is also the shortest possible playthrough. Like, speedrunners use it to, beat the game fast. But, yeah, let's go ahead and get started. This appears to be the escape route. Call the divine air with a reed whistle. Yeah. Damn. He even took his shoes, man.
Wolf, you found it. Now let us leave this place.
Yes, my lord.
To think that this is the only way, to run from the fated bloodline, is the only answer.
Oh, the other thing, yeah, even though this is a new file, that's the other thing I wanted to reiterate. We are able to do Charmless because I have other files that are on New Game Plus cycles. So if you start a fresh game, in that situation, you just start the game with Kuro's Charm. So, the other thing is, yeah, throughout, and I mentioned this in the last episode, but to recap, throughout the series, which is also going to be a story focused series, um, for any new dialogue, I'm not going to be skipping it, and any new cutscenes, I'm not going to be skipping. However, there is going to be some repeat stuff, so eventually we will be skipping through some dialogue, but definitely not in the first playthrough.
Where shall we go once we're away from the castle? I suppose the first thing we should do is cross the Ashina border. Or perhaps we should hide somewhere. What do you think?
Whatever you desire,
Whatever I desire? That's the wolf I know.
my lord.
Oh, nothing. I was just reminiscing. Onward, then. Let us press onward. Once we leave this passage, we'll be outside the castle walls.
The divine heir. Last we stood together was your uncle's funeral.
Lord Genichiro. I... Thank you.
Leave this to me.
So the noble shinobi stands in our way.
Now, real quick, why do I have tiny sliver of health? Did I take more damage? You can technically win this fight. However, on a fresh playthrough, it's very difficult. And even if you win, like, the same thing happens. It's just a slightly different cutscene. But I'll try for it.
You face Genichiro Ashina. Ha! Is that all the shinobi has to offer? The divine heir will be coming with me.
So you're awake. Looks like death is not your fate. Just yet.
Shinobi prosthetic. The artificial arm of Shinobi, passed down by the sculptor. A replica of a human arm fitted with a variety of mechanisms, apparently designed with modification in mind. While it bears a number of cuts and is stained thick with blood and oil, it has been impeccably maintained. And yeah, I won't spoil it.
What do you call yourself? Your eyes. The eyes of a wolf who has failed in his duties. Or so it seems to me.
That is not your concern.
Spoken like a true shinobi. I must carve the Buddha. You do what you will. I've held on to this charm of yours at the request of that meddling young woman. I take it your master entrusted you with this. Why don't you take it with you again? The path before you may be filled with suffering. It's your choice. Do what you will. No, huh? Well, that's your choice. Do what you will. No matter what I do, any Buddha I carve is an incarnation of wrath. Thus is the fate of those who owe a deep karmic debt. You'll understand when you try carving one for yourself one day. So, need something?
Why am I here?
All I did was drag you here. Didn't even know if I was dragging a corpse. Couldn't let you get eaten by a pack of wild dogs.
How long was I asleep?
Some time has passed since I found you.
I see.
However, your master yet lives. He's being held prisoner in Ashina Castle. They will soon make use of his bloodline. Looking at you, I'm sure you appreciate the value it has.
My left arm. What did you do to me?
That is what I call the shinobi prosthetic. A fitting fang for a one-armed wolf. Useless when it comes to carving Buddha, though. You can have it.
Shinobi prosthetic.
It is no mere replacement for your lost arm. Come to me if you find any shinobi tools.
Shinobi tools. I see. For this device.
You catch on quick. If you bring me shinobi tools, I'll find a way to fit them to the shinobi prosthetic. Then you'll come to appreciate its worth. I've said too much. Go now.
What did you mean when you said they'll make use of his bloodline?
I don't know much about him, except the dragon's heritage. There's a special kind of blood by that name, and that blood runs through your master's veins.
So the divine heir.
Someone's after him. Might be that the strange things happening to your body have something to do with that. You're quite the strange one, yet other peculiar visitors have come to this temple. There's one in the clearing to the right of the gate leading off the temple grounds. Two strangers in strange circumstances. You two might get along. You see the kind-faced Buddha there? That isn't one of mine. It was carved by the true sculptor. When a man must confront what is inside of him, it can probably be of help.
confront what is inside him.
Anger, sadness, or perhaps old memories of times long gone. That kind of thing.
Yeah, so we're gonna come back for that here in a little bit. And yep, I was right. She's not here yet. Remnants. This is the online thing that I always have turned off. Additional pellets, and there's one other item back here. Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think you can grab on to the roof. Yeah, so coin purses are very important. Wasn't sure if there was a eavesdrop thing here or not. There is at one point in the game, depending on, you know, what you're doing, but... And I can't wall kick on... Oh, I can. That's not... Can't stand on the railing. Oh, okay. Pretty sure I couldn't, but I wasn't positive. Nope. And there's one more NPC over here, and this is the other guy he was talking about. Essentially, this guy's just a training dummy. And this, the offering box. So items that become unavailable elsewhere end up in the offering box. When the box is illuminated, it means an item has found its way inside. Items can be obtained by inspecting the box and offering money. So most of the items you get throughout the game are from NPCs, and there's usually a limited period of time that you can access those. The trades. So yeah, sometimes, like if the NPC, like if you fail their quest line or if they die or leave or what have you, it's not a thing that happens like super often, but it's usually a good thing to check like at the end of the game, kind of like before you start your new playthrough, new game plus kind of thing. And yeah, we haven't done anything yet essentially, so it is going to be empty. And this guy, I usually don't do his stuff, but for the sake of, you know, it's a complete series, we'll do it once. There's like, he has a very simple, like, I wouldn't even call it a quest line. There's one more thing you can do for him later, and I guess we'll do that in the first playthrough, but it's yeah, I believe his name is Hanbei, I want to say.
Never seen you before. Your name? Won't tell me. But you do have the look of a skilled shinobi. A shinobi. Or perhaps... Sir, please heed my humble request. Face me in battle. Damn. Still alive. That swordsmanship. It was a thing to behold. Few have managed to kill me in such a thorough manner.
What are you?
Some call it undying. Others, infested. I can't die, so I just am. How about you? What brings you to a rundown temple like this? Seems you have a lot on your mind. Say, why don't you use me for some sword practice? Might come in handy for whatever your mission is. A warm body that can't die might prove useful to you. I volunteer mine. Well?
No.
Is that so? Well, I can't force you. I thought it might help to pass the time. Let me know if you have a change of heart.
Yeah, so essentially he is a training dummy. So if you ever want to try out some attacks or, some tools or what have you, yeah, that's what he is. So, I don't take him up on his offer though, just because, it seems cruel in a way. And just because they can't die doesn't mean they can't feel pain. So, yeah, he was disappointed that he didn't die. So, Sculptor's Idle menu. Basically, these are your checkpoints, your sites of grace, your bonfires, what have you. And you can do a number of things here, but for now we can just rest, which basically resets the area. It's kind of the same thing. And yeah, lo and behold, there's a new person over here. And this is by far my favorite NPC in the game. Not... yeah. I would say third, well, maybe fourth, I guess, best voiced character. I'm a big fan of the sculptor. Whoever did the English voice acting for him did a great job. And Genichiro, obviously. And one other person we haven't met. And yeah, I guess fourth would be her. As far as favorite characters go, yeah, she's my absolute favorite. No question.
You truly returned from the dead. The power of the dragon's blood. I never thought I'd see it with my own eyes.
Who are you?
My name is Emma. I am a doctor serving a certain master.
What master?
Forgive me, but for his safety, I cannot reveal his identity. However, my master gave explicit orders to assist you in any way I can. I'm not telling you to trust me. However, I must fulfill my master's orders. The gourd of medicinal water you possess, that was originally a creation of mine. I am a doctor, and I will assist you in that capacity.
You made this gourd.
Yes, it was intended for Lord Kuro, but it seems he entrusted it to you. I'm sure you may have noticed, but the medicinal waters in this gourd spring forth on their own. Even after being emptied, you will find it full again after a short rest.
Yes. Is there a way to improve it?
Bring me gourd seeds.
Gourd seeds?
Yes. Medicinal waters flow from gourd seeds. Adding new seeds will increase the volume of these medicinal waters. If you find any, bring them to me.
All right.
I'd like to make a request.
What is it?
Please show me your face.
What?
This white mark, is it a birthmark?
No.
Then that must mean it appears on those who have received the dragon's heritage. Or perhaps it's a symptom.
Are you done?
Yes, that will be all. I'm sorry. That was rather rude of me. So, it's not a birthmark. Then, that must mean it appears on those who have received the dragon's heritage. Or perhaps it's a symptom. Goodbye.
Actually, yeah. No, I'd say third favorite for like voiced character. Oh yeah, there are certain situations where, because most of the time, Wolf will have his sword drawn. So if he auto sheathes it, basically like that, it just means you're in a safe area. So. Yeah, this is incredibly tight. So, grappling hook. The Shinobi Prosthetics grappling hook allows access to normally unreachable places and a chance to take the high ground. Nearby grapple points are designated with a circular symbol. When this symbol turns green, the grapple point is within reach. And that's pretty much it. So, yeah, the symbol kind of changes depending on your distance. So, when it first shows up, it's just like an empty circle within a circle. And then as the circle fills, and then green. But yeah, so any branches that kind of look like this that are sticking out, essentially, yeah, you can grapple to those. I've always wondered about this, like, why is the bridge broken here? And, like, what is over there? You know? Like, I've always been curious about that. Ooh. Ooh, yeah. And then the game gets really fucking pretty. Hmm. Hmm. Alright. So, the sculptor mentioned shinobi tools. And we're gonna get one. Here in a moment. Now that we have a second sculptor's idol, we can fast travel. Which, the fast travel in this game is... it's so good. Like, I've talked about this before, but like... it's kind of like Dark Souls 3 in a way, where they have certain shortcuts, like important places, but they're all like categorized by like area, kind of. And of course, give you a little thumbnail to remind you, like, oh yeah, that's what this one is. And it's kind of cool because, like, this is another thing I didn't even notice, like, my first playthrough, but on the bottom right, it says open the antique map. So this is technically, like, the first Soulsborne game to have a map. And granted, it's not, like, super literal, but it does kind of give you an idea of, like, the layout of the world. And it'll make more sense later in the game, for sure. But, yeah, the only other place that has, like, I guess, like, a scroll? Yeah, that would be a scroll of kanji. Is Ashina Reservoir. That's where we were at the beginning of the game. And so this area is referred to as, yeah, Ashina Outskirts. So. But... yeah, the way this game is designed... oh my goodness. The design of this game is so freaking good. It's just... it's genius. But yeah, these other, like, smaller stumps, like the little hook thing, are pretty much also grapple points. Oftentimes, like the corners of buildings and stuff, or like short trees like that will also be grapple points. But let's do a little bit of stealth. I'm gonna try to get through this fairly quickly because I should be wrapping this up in about 5-10 minutes. Damn it. Alright. And yes, acquiring enemy loot. So when you take out an enemy, they have like a floaty thing above them. Press and hold the interact button and it just kind of sucks it toward you. But let's go ahead and here. Because we can do our first aerial death blow, which essentially means if you have the high ground on an enemy and you jump toward them, you can do that. Ceramic shard, a piece of pottery that breaks with a satisfying crack when thrown. Throw it at an enemy to draw their attention. Throwing and smashing such pieces made for popular sport amongst Ashina boys. Even after growing up, they remember the old games well. So, yeah, it's essentially like the pebbles in Bloodborne, or, you know, I think most of the Souls game have something like that. But anyway, there's a little kind of secret thing down here. Let's go ahead and grab this. Akko's Sugar. Sugar candy made in Senbao Temple. Sustaining Akko's blessing. Boosts attack power for a time. Bite the candy and take the Akko stance to impart its inhuman benediction. Spirits embody excess karma. One must bite down hard on the candy and endure what has been brought to pass. So there is... These are just consumable buffs, basically. And there is an upgraded version of each type. I think there's like 4 types. And I do use them occasionally, but they are hard to come across. They're pretty few and far between, so... there is one thing I wanted to check, which I did on my first run of recording these first couple episodes, but is like most of the enemies in this first area can be stealthed. I want to check, make sure, because I don't remember if there's anything up here. Nope. But again, especially for enemy groups, it's kind of important to kind of plan ahead a little bit. And be aware of how much noise, or sound, I guess, Wolf is making. Jump up here. So aerial death blows actually do make a bit of noise, whereas I believe backstabs are pretty much silent, and that made noise. I know. Alright, I'm just gonna run. Alright, let's give that another shot. First, let's go get that item. Because this is the first prosthetic tool. So, shuriken wheel. A mechanical device made by the mechanical genius Dogen can be fit into the shinobi prosthetic to become a working prosthetic tool. While it is palm-sized, a surprising number of shuriken can fit into the shuriken wheel, as the edges were designed for stacking. A fine example of what can be achieved when one matches mechanical finesse with the shinobi's talent. Yeah, you have to take him back to the sculptor, we already know that. And the dogs down there are going to be very observant. And we're not going to do this yet. Do this the quiet way. Whoops. Oh, okay. It really looked like I could grab that. Oh. There we go. Yeah, because that guy over there is a little bit of a problem. And yes, this is a giant cock. Trying to see where there's like 3 dogs over here, I'm pretty sure. Oh, there's one of them. You didn't see shit. Ah, damn it. Yeah, it's one of the few things that the game doesn't. I think they teach it to you at some point. I don't quite remember. But yeah, Wolf has a charge attack basically, which is a longer distance poke. Which is very helpful for certain situations. But yeah, like last time I accidentally... I think I knocked over that makeshift fence is what I did. So you gotta be careful where you're walking. Like for example, if I was to knock over that torch or this barbecue spit, this guy would hear it and turn around, but and we got some tall grass, so we're effectively invisible right now. Guy over here. I mean, mostly. As enemies get near you, like, they will start to notice, but... Where Here, grab that item, okay? So I think what you're supposed to do is like use the ceramic shard. Oh shit. Fuck. Yeah, I did not mean to do that. Accidentally tap circle. Yeah, the other really nice part about aerial death blows, it negates fall damage, which there is fall damage in this game. It's very, very forgiving, but it's not nearly as much of a problem as it is for like, you know, any of the Dark Souls games. But yeah, fall far enough and you will take damage. It just takes a really long fall. Which I think we actually can initiate fall damage from... Not this building, it's not high enough. This one should be... Yeah, the snap to ledge is actually, yeah, again, very forgiving. So I believe... Yeah, if I were to jump down to the street level, I'm pretty sure that would hurt. A little bit, as you can see in the bottom left. Did take damage. So, we're definitely going to head back and fit the shuriken wheel. But before we do that, I'm going to grab a couple more items. There's a pellet right there, and we can... And I typically don't use ceramic shards because you don't really need to. Can drop down here. I believe we're going to take damage, though. Yeah. Bundled Jizo statue, which kind of spoilers. We'll talk about that later. Oh, shit. 3? They give you 3? Oh. This is the sugar I use more than any of the other ones. So the High Senpo priest gave this candy to a band of short but adept assassins. Suppresses sound and presence for a time, making the user harder to detect. Bite the candy and take the Gachin, I think is how you say that, stance to impart its inhuman benediction. The assassins do Senpo's dirty work, once hired guards, now extensions of the monk's will in their quest for undeath. The Ungo sugar, I know I skipped that because we were just running, but sugar candy made in Senpo Temple, sustaining Ungo's blessing, temporarily reduces vitality damage taken from physical attacks. Bite the candy and take the Ungo's stance to impart its inhuman benediction. By doing so, you endure the excess karma of man from the spirits within. Oh, my favorite Final Fantasy movie. The Senpo monks spread this candy across Ashina in honor of her military heroes. Oh. And we did take a lot of damage, which is another cool graphical thing the game does, like when Wolf is low on health. Like the edges of the screen like have a red tint to them, which is kind of cool. and then they go away. Oh, and these are just, yeah, grapple points, but you don't actually stop at them. It's just like a swing, kind of. And there's a new enemy type right over here. Thankfully, he's easy to stealth. But yeah, these guys, essentially that's a cannon. So at range, they're not fun. However, they can drop, yeah, gunpowder, I think, or iron, I believe. So black grains, it's gunpowder. So, yeah, it's an upgrade material for prosthetic tools, essentially. Yeah, let's just go over here. The next sculptor's idol is right over there. / checkpoint. And there's like I did say we were going to be grabbing items, so may as well. There's another one right over here. Can't remember if there's something over there or not.
Feel safe with that big bastard just tied up next to us. I'd rather not be gravely injured just before the war begins.
Ah, if the worst happens, only choice is to use fire. Those red eyes fear fire. That's what the Lord's proclamation said.
Proclamation? What a joke. Ashina sure has a funny way of preparing for war.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that is a clue. But we're not going to be doing that for a little while because I do need to wrap up this episode. And there's a thing down there and a new NPC down there, which we are definitely going to talk to multiple times. But we are now getting experience. And we are almost to our first skill point. A thing we are not going to have use for a little while, but essentially in this game, another key difference between this and like the Soulsborne game, well, I consider this a Soulsborne game, but the Dark Souls trilogy specifically, in those games, like if you die, or Elden Ring as well, and Bloodborne. I mean, Bloodborne's a little bit different with that, but for the Dark Souls trilogy and Elden Ring, like if you die, then you lose your runes or your souls or whatever, and you have to go back to the place where you died to retrieve your souls or runes. That doesn't happen in this game. Like if you die, you lose half, basically. You lose half of the cash you have on hand. We call Sen in this game, that's on the bottom right. We got 148 right now. And half of your progress towards the next skill point. So that would be the turquoise bar, like also in the bottom right. So we have 161 points to the next skill point. We have 339 experience total. So if I get that 161 and it gets just past that first skill point, then we won't lose that 339, or at least half of the 339. So, yeah, any skill points acquired are kept even if you die, which is very nice. So if you're about to do something risky, it's usually a good idea to just get to the next skill point, like maybe like stealth, like some easier enemies. For example, yeah, right there. Guys with hats are usually more of a problem. Yeah, next hit is going to kill me. Nope, you didn't see shit. He'll go back to his post though, and then I can stealth him. Actually, I'm not sure if there's anybody else over here. Oh, now they teach me about sprint. Yeah, I think we can probably just go over here and grab this. Oh wait, did I actually... Oh, I don't think I hit the sculptor's idol actually. Alright. So let's go up here. Damn it. Yeah, don't think I did. Nope, I did not. Okay, so let's go ahead and rest, and there's a few more items over here. Oh, we can stealth this guy one more time. That should be the points that we need. Yep. So now we only have 22 experience toward the next skill point. So even if I die, I'll only lose 11. However, I'll lose half my sen, which is like 113. Now there is a chance that won't happen. That is unseen aid. That is a number that fluctuates, but when you're starting fresh, it's 30%, and at most, it's 30%. Based on stuff that you do and essentially how well you do in the game, it's affected by death, basically. And there are ways to... Anyway, it's kind of complicated, but... and I can't talk about some of that stuff because, yeah, spoilers. I believe... Yeah, there's some items over here. Oop, there we go. Is it over there? No, right? Oh. I mean, yeah, we could go this way down. Amiibo possession balloon. And another one. Yeah, so these things. Amiibo balloon filled with fountainhead water, imbued with the blessing of fortune. If one pops this vibrant green Amiibo balloon in praise, those its water splashes upon will have a higher chance of obtaining items. Amiibo means aquatic life, or life born of the water. The Ashina consider the fountainhead water itself to be worthy of worship. Yeah, so these are another type of consumable, essentially, whereas the sugars augment your abilities, like physical attributes, I guess. The Amiibo balloons are like more item drops, more sen. I think there's a third one. I can't remember what the other one is. But it's like, yeah, souls and item discovery, essentially. And this is a nice little, like, environmental detail. This, like, white thing hanging off this branch. Which, we'll find out more about that later. But it's definitely one of those things that, scrap iron. So iron dregs mined in Ashina. Widely used for basic reinforcement, it can serve as a base material for prosthetic tool upgrades. Ashina is burdened with thick snow and infertile land, but the scrap iron dug from her soil is anything but crude. So they have good iron. It's nice. And I think that's all the items we can get for now. And I believe we can skip this. Yep. Oh. Wait, right? I mean, there's that over there, but we can't get over there yet, so... Okay, so, that's pretty much gonna do it for today. That red thing, or magenta effect over there is... It's a thing we'll do next time. It's a thing we haven't seen yet, obviously. And there's a fairly important NPC right there. We'll talk to him next time as well. And, yeah, at the end of this path, actually, over here... That, like... Let's see if we can get a better shot of this. Yeah, that house on the corner, like by the red tree, has an important thing. Also, that little tent looking thing, like right above my head next to that tree over there. That's also an important thing we're gonna do next time. And yeah, next time we'll also fight the first field boss. And head back to the temple and get that shuriken installed. So, let's go ahead and head back now. And, yeah. It is gonna do it for today. So, except for the outro and everything like that. But yeah, thank you all for being here. Greatly appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoyed. This did turn out to be a little bit longer than what I was planning, but there were a few things I definitely wanted to cover, so didn't want to gloss over those. And a couple things I had to limit the scope on because, you know, didn't have time to get it started and whatnot, but those things I mentioned, we'll do that next episode. So yeah, thanks for being here. Hope you guys enjoyed. Of course, before we get going, a very special thank you going out to the current Farts and Crap Show members, the amazing people who help make it possible. Bells, Draconis, and Aaron Schick, thank you so much for choosing to support the show a bit more directly via channel membership. It vastly helps out. Very much appreciate it. And if you guys want to be incredibly awesome like these amazing people and get in on all those membership benefits, check out that join button down below. There's also a link in the description that talks about becoming a channel member in case there's no join button for you. I've heard that happens sometimes. Tiers, membership tiers start at $3 a month. It's only 10 cents a day. It gets you into all the basic stuff, including getting to vote on the series that get made here on the channel via the members' choice polls. It's a thing we do once a month for a full 7 days over on the membership tab. And that is how all of the series get decided. So if you guys want to help shape the content that gets made here, that's how you do it. And if you are a new channel member, any of the previous polls that you've missed can still be voted on. So most of them are still up over on the membership tab. And yeah, you can vote on as many of them as you'd like. They stay open until you vote on them, basically. And retroactive input is considered for future polls. So even if you're just a member for 1 month, you can pretty much vote on all the members' choice polls we've ever had, thereby still influencing the content that gets made here for a while. But we will have a new one coming up for December. You haven't had the December members' choice poll yet. The October one was deciding this series, actually, and the November one decided the series that will follow Xenogears. It's going to be Armored Core 1. And I'm not sure what the December one is going to be, honestly. But it is going to be happening in the back half of the month. I do know that for sure. And that's about all the concrete information I have on that. So stay tuned for a future announcement on that if that sounds like your jam. And speaking of future announcements, this is an approximation of those very things from the past. So if you guys want all the announcements as they happen and the bell doesn't work for you, I totally get it. The bell doesn't work for me either, but there's 4 other ways you guys can stay up to date. There's the community tab here on the channel, the Farts and Crap Show Twitter, the Bluesky, or the Discord. I always post on all 4 whenever there's an announcement, so regardless of which one of those works for you, you can stay up to date. And links for those are down in the description, also on the channel banner. But that is going to do it for now. So thank you all once again for being here, guys. Till next time, take care, and I hope you all have a fantastic day.